Hello and welcome to day 4 of the Rebel Challenge. So well done for getting this far. Yesterday was quite a heavy day. How did you get on with being with your emotions in a more honest way? Were you able to sit with them, to notice them, to allow them, to experiment with what they might mean, whether you could just let them go, whether you could do other things while you were feeling some fear or some anger or some hurt? Yeah, let me know how you got on in the group. And so it was, if you're still here today, then I really want to congratulate you and really honor how you're showing up, how you're taking this seriously, how you're really obviously wanting to rebel against your habitual thoughts and patterns and beliefs. So well done. You're doing great. So today we're going to look at how we treat ourselves in our heads. So it's about stopping judging yourself so harshly and critically. It's all about managing that inner critic. So it's time for you to take control of your self-talk. And so again, you have to bring that rebel energy. It's that fierce, no, enough. I am not going to treat myself like this any longer. I am an amazing human being. I am a beautiful, strong woman. I am a caring, loving mother. I do not deserve to be criticized in the way that I criticize myself in my head. Okay, so from now on, I want you to commit to being a loving friend to yourself, to treat yourself compassionately, to give yourself that unconditional acceptance and love. Yes, you're going to make mistakes. Yes, you're going to act in ways that you regret, but that's fine. That's all part of being human. The thing about perfectionists is that many of us think that the inner critic is actually quite useful for us, but it's not. We think that if we don't kick ourselves up the backside, then who else is going to? How are we going to get better if we don't beat ourselves up, if we don't push ourselves to get better? But the problem is that that logic just doesn't actually work. It's not even true. Because what happens when you have a really strong, harsh inner critic is that every time it comes in, it's triggering that threat mode. It's putting you into that fight, flight, freeze response. And when that happens, you're switching off your frontal cortex, you're switching off your problem solving, your creative side of the brain, you're switching off your compassion and love that you could give to your children or yourself in that situation. So it's basically reduces your ability to deal with the situation that your inner critic is criticizing you for. So your inner critic thinks that you can grow if it shouts at you and tells you how rubbish you are, but actually that shouting and that beating up is the very thing that is stopping you growing. It keeps you stunted, it keeps you small, it keeps you scared, it keeps you doubting your abilities, it keeps you thinking you can't solve these problems, it keeps you in the same habitual responses that you don't like to have. And it's all because you're pushed into this by the inner critic. Okay, so let's get rid of the inner critic. Well, actually, you can't get rid of the inner critic. It's always going to be there, but you can manage it. And gradually that voice will get quieter and you won't hear it so much. And it will feel, it will eventually recede a lot lower, or it just doesn't have the emotional charge. My inner critic still comes in, but I just kind of go, oh yeah, inner critic. Don't need to take any notice of it. That's most of the time. Obviously sometimes it does come in and it does affect me, but most of the time I can just go, there it is again. It's okay, it's fine, I've got this. Okay, so that's why we're doing this, and let's get into the practice. So today's practice is, first step is notice. Again, you have to notice that you're having a critical thought to start with. So this could be something really blatant, like, you're such a failure, you're so rubbish, blah 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 blah, you're such a bad mum, that kind of stuff. Or it could be one of those, oh, you always do that, you never do this, you should have done that. All those kind of judgments that are based on kind of rules and generalizations, and they're just not helpful. It could also be comparison. Oh, you're not as good as them. Oh, why aren't you as thin as that? Why don't you, is your house as tidy as that? Why don't you earn enough money as that? That kind of thing. So notice a thought that is critical or harsh or judgmental. Okay. Second step, step 2, is label that as your inner critic. So it's, that's my inner critic speaking. It could be like, hello, inner critic. Thanks for trying to protect me, but that's not really quite helpful at the moment. It's not helping me. I've got this. I can learn from this situation. It's fine. Stand down. Don't worry. Okay, so that's the second step. Third step is you probably need to soothe yourself a little bit, because if you have got into that fight or flight, it will depend on the situation. So you might notice it quickly and you're not kind of fearful or feeling bad, but you might be in a real kind of like, you might have just had a real inner critic attack and you might be feeling really bad. So deep breaths, so in and out. Try and breathe longer out. Your exhale to be longer than your inhale, because that soothes your nervous system. Okay, so you might need to take a few deep breaths, and then I want you to soothe your yourself. So that soothes your body, and then I want you to kind of just bring some mothering to yourself. It's like, it's okay, just like you do to your children. It's okay, hon. You're okay. You're safe. It's okay. We can sort this out. We can deal with this. Is what's happening true? What you're saying true? I mean, maybe not that. Actually, that's not really a good question, because your inner critic might jump back in and say, yes, it is. You're always so rubbish. So just kind of calm yourself down, soothe yourself, hold yourself in that loving, unconditional, accepting energy. Okay, just like you do that for your child if they've hurt themselves, if they're upset, that kind of thing. So I want you to bring that energy to yourself, and then start asking some other questions. So how could I reframe this? Actually, normally I'm really good at cooking pancakes. Today just went wrong. It's fine. Or it's I'm learning. I'm in a transition stage. I'm bound to make mistakes. Or it might be just, that's not true at all. I'm not even going to go there. I'm not even going to argue with it. That's just not true. Or it might be, what can I learn from this? Yeah, I'm really tired. I perhaps shouldn't have gone into this situation this tired. I need to think about looking after my sleep. That's fine. I'll deal with that. Or it could be, actually, what's good about this situation? What have I managed well about this situation? What qualities have I got that have made the situation even better? My inner critic used to tell me I was a failure as a mum. And actually, every day I fed my children, I changed their nappies, I clothed them, I took them to nursery or to school, I looked after the house, I did their washing, I gave them cuddles, I gave them love, I laughed with them, I did all these things with them. Why on earth was I allowing myself to criticize myself? It's all because of these perfectionist standards that my inner critic was telling me off for. And actually, there's so much good. I was such a good mum. I would have been even better if I hadn't had that inner critic shouting at me when my kids were small. Okay, so there's lots of ways to deal with the inner critic, and it's a massive subject. But today, first step, notice a critical thought. Secondly, soothe yourself, label that as the inner critic. And then thirdly, bring the self-compassion in, reframe it, let it go. Okay, so really, really fight for yourself today. Really rebel against that inner critic. It's trying to protect you, but its strategies are just don't work. Like 99% of the time, they just do not work. So share again how you get on in the Facebook group, or just email me, send me a message, just say how it's going, whether you've got any challenges, and I'll help you and answer any questions you have. Okay, so well done, you're doing really well, and I will see you tomorrow for day 5.